Well, hi everybody. I am back in the studio with Tracy Hanson, and we have been talking about matters of the heart. And Tracy, I want to ask you about what happens when you start hitting it poorly. When you are of a tour caliber, you have a sense of what's going on, and a lot of times you might go to the range, but other times you may need help. Is that right?
Absolutely. Golf is a game where what's really happening is not what you're feeling. And so you can go to the range and hit balls, and what happens is you try to look for something that's wrong that's really probably not wrong. And so it's really critical to have another set of eyes, and that's why we have swing instructors, even at our level, to come and look and to tell us what's really happening, because you can't go on what you're feeling.
Last time, we were talking about a problem. The problem is that our heart is deceitful. Our heart sends us a message that isn't really true, kind of like what you were talking about here. And therefore, we need a solution. Scripturally, again, let's look for a solution. And I find that in the letter to the Ephesians, Paul's letter to the Ephesians. He's writing to them, and he has a lot of things that he really wants for the people that he writes to. That's what I love about Paul's letters. He desires the best for them.
Right.
And so he says this to them. He says, I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. What we're told here then is that Jesus can live in us. In fact, a lot of times when kids grow up in Sunday school, they're encouraged to invite Jesus into their heart, which is a quaint little way of saying it. And some people say, well, I don't even know if that's in the Bible. Well, it's there. It's in the Bible that Christ will dwell in your heart, your formerly deceitful heart. Is that an exciting thought?
That's great. I mean, we can't do it on our own. We need God, his Holy Spirit, and Jesus to help us. And to know that he dwells on the inside of us and changes the inside of who we are is encouraging for me.
Absolutely, that he goes right to the core. He goes to the problem, and he tackles the problem with a different set of eyes. Tell me this, you have allowed Christ to live in your heart, and you have seen what that different set of eyes produces. Tell me a little bit about that, when his eyes are revealing your heart.
For me, there's a sense of, like, in my spirit, if I know I have done something, or I'm not feeling right about something, whether it's something I did or just something that's done to me, I know that Christ is in me and encouraging me to be honest and open, to confess, to lean on him, to find comfort in him. And also, I think Christ used other people's eyes to help us reflect what's happening on the inside of us, like a mirror. Another person can be a mirror that Jesus uses to show us what's really happening on the heart level in our lives.
I think it's just an awesome thing, because it's kind of like if I were just a real run-of-the-mill weekend player, and I said, I'm going to go to this great teacher, Butch Harmon or Hank Haney or whoever it is. I'm going to just walk right in, and they're going to take care of me. That's just so unrealistic.
Right.
And yet here is the God of the universe who has made himself available to every last one of us. To say, look, I will come and dwell in your heart. That's pretty awesome.
He's everything that we need, and it doesn't happen overnight.
No. Yeah, that process we'll talk about a little bit going forward, actually, too, how our hearts are changed as time goes. But the fact that he even makes himself available is just stunning to me.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's almost hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
In my finite mind, it's hard for me to comprehend.
Well, we know that the solution is Christ in our heart. Let's talk next time about how that actually comes about.
Great.
All right?